Okay, guys, this is Doug Jones. I am the Director of Affiliate Marketing for Solar Connection Network. It's my privilege to be the host of this training. My job is to help our affiliates to help homeowners go solar so the homeowners can save tens of thousands and the affiliates can earn some great income. So if I can help you in that regard, here's my contact info. My number is 541-639-8048. I'm generally available from 9 to 6 Pacific. If it's not urgent, it just helps me if you'll email your questions rather than call, but if it's urgent, don't ever hesitate to call. But my email is dougjones@solarconnectionca.com. So tonight, guys, what we're going to talk about is why 4.8 million California homeowners are very likely to go solar and why most of them will do that in the next 30 months. It's going to be crazy. Why it's smarter to do it this year for homeowners than to wait even till next year. But next year will still be better than the next year and so forth. And so obviously you want to know how you can earn great money in this solar gold rush. And then we'll talk about the basics, how to get started and refer solar partners. So here we go. First of all, everybody needs to know, if you don't know already, you may be brand new and not really realize this, but solar electricity is a game changer and the entire world is going to be solar in about 10 years or less. I mean, that'll be the primary source of electricity for everything on Earth. By the way, solar power has energized the Earth ever since God created men and women, but it's been solar power the whole time, but God has had to arrange for the power to be infused into us. We have now mastered the technology to capture that power and turn it into electricity. So it takes solar panels, photovoltaic solar panels, about the size of a small square inserted in the panhandle of Texas, not even all of the panhandle, just a tiny piece of it, to power the entire Earth for a year. So guys, solar is coming, it's coming fast. And this transformation will take place very quickly, and you can make some great money at it. So let's talk about that. So here's, first of all, why we need to build a big army of reps to get the word out quickly, because most homeowners have no idea that by going solar, they can save tens of thousands of dollars. They can start saving that money immediately with no money down, and they don't know that the tax credits and financial incentives from the state are ending soon. Obviously, if you're going to buy something, it's a good idea to buy it while it's on sale rather than a week after the sale ends, right? So the tax credits are the same effect as a 30% off sale this year. You get 30% dollar for dollar credit against your federal taxes for solar equipment purchases this year. So in a nutshell, going solar is a very smart thing to do because homeowners can save tens of thousands of dollars over the next couple of decades. And right now is the smartest time to do it because of the tax incentives and the state incentives, which will be gone at some point in the future. So can homeowners really save tens of thousands of dollars by switching to solar? I know that's in the back of your mind, so let's knock it down. The answer is yep, they can. And so here's an example of a $200 a month average. This is the average, not the highest or the lowest, just the average throughout the year. If that average is $200 and they expect the bill to increase 5% per year, then what that means is that next year it'll be $210, following year $221, then $232. Then this goes up in 5-year increments. And so by 25 years, for the exact same amount of electricity, which by the way, they'll probably use more by then because of solar cars and that sort of thing. I mean, electric cars rather. So $645 would be the same bill, just increased by 5% a year. The annual bill would be $7,740, and cumulatively, they would have paid to the electric company $114,545. Guys, do you know anybody who wouldn't rather put most of that $114,000 into their own retirement account rather than sending it to the utility company? Doesn't that make sense? Of course. So here's what people can save by going solar. If they pay cash, the savings are about $110,000 in that particular scenario. If they do zero down financing, not one penny out of their pocket, they're still going to save about $65,000. So you can be a hero. You can be a hero to your clients, your family, your friends, and your colleagues by just letting them know about the amazing amount of money they can save by switching to solar electricity. And all you need to do is get 5 minutes of their time to show them what I just previewed on that solar calculator. That's on our website. You put in those two numbers and it does all the rest of the heavy lifting for you. You also need to let them know about the 30% federal tax credit that ends December 31st of this year, 2019, and about the California state incentives, which will start being phased out sometime this year. We don't know exactly when, but right now they're still in place. Anybody who gets their solar while they're still in place will be grandfathered in. So it just makes sense to move quickly on the opportunity to save tens of thousands of dollars by going solar. So far, over 600,000 homeowners in California have already done that. And that means there's just about 7 million to go because there's 8.1 million single-family homes in California. So now is the perfect time for them to go solar. The overall cost will never be lower, and the net savings will never be larger because the tax credits are going away. So right now, because of the tax credits, the cost will never be lower, the net cost after the credits, and the net savings will never be larger. So there's a massive potential to make money here, because don't you think every single one of those 7 million plus homeowners who have not yet switched to solar would prefer to put tens of thousands of dollars over the next 20 years into their own retirement accounts rather than sending those dollars to the electric company? So here's how that's going to happen. This is what's called the technology adoption cycle. This is well established. It's based on human psychology. We talked about that in the training last week. But I just wanted to remind you that this is the curve by which every technology gets adopted. The early adapters are people who think for themselves. That's only 15% of people in America. Everybody else does what other people do. And so the early adapters will be about 15% of the market. And then the early majority, these are pragmatic people who look at what works and then do it after they know for sure that it works because all the early adapters are having good success. So when the early majority comes in, because they are followers, when some of them come in, the rest of them pour in right behind them. And so you get this big spurt in growth. And then the late majority are people who are more skeptical, more analytical, and they're going to wait to be doubly sure that it works, right? And they're going to make sure a lot of people like it, and then they'll get around to doing it. And the laggards are people who probably never go solar. If laggards could, they would still have the old dial phones, right? They wouldn't want these newfangled things. So laggards probably will never go solar, but the rest of the market is about 84% of all of the homes. And so we'll show you what that means in just a minute. This curve is actually the sales curve. Right here is blue, and the red curve is what I just showed you. That's the product adoption cycle. The blue curve shows how the product adoption cycle translates into total sales. Starts off with very linear growth because people make decisions one at a time on their own analysis, right? That's the innovators and the early adapters. But then you get into the early majority, and they follow each other in, and so they jump in. As a few of them get in, more get in, then even more get in, and so forth. Same with the late majority. They're all pouring in right after the early majority, and then the laggards will never get in. So this is what it looks like sales. It says 100 here. It should be about 85%, 84%, the most market penetration you're ever going to get. So where are we in California? We're at about 9%, right? That was as of, I believe, the end of 2017. So we might be 12 or 15% now. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But right now, we're somewhere down in here. We might be a little bit further right there, but we've got all this growth right in front of us. Now, that's going to happen. It's because solar makes sense. It saves money. There's no question it's going to happen. It will happen just as night follows day for sure. Now, when a homeowner has solar panels on their roof, that's kind of like a solar billboard, isn't it? And that everybody sees it, and it creates curiosity, and people ask about it. Now, when people drive by all the new home tracts in California, starting next year, every new home built in California, whether it's a tract or not, has to have solar by law. And so when people drive by all these new home tracts next year and see that every roof has solar, every single roof, the curiosity about solar is going to become intense. And when people are curious, they look into it. When they look into it, they see they can save tens of thousands of dollars. And don't you think that those early majority people will be pouring in when that happens, wanting to get solar for their home? So they'll call their neighbors and friends who already have solar, and they're going to ask this one question. How's that solar thing working for you, right? That's going to be the question they ask. And if they get an answer that looks like this, I just pulled this off the internet. This is just a before and after of August 13th to September 13th. During that month, this family went solar. The old bill for electricity, and in August and September, about the same, right, in heat, right? The old bill was $218, and the new bill was minus $7. When people say, how is that solar thing working for you? And the people show them this, what do you think those new folks are going to want? They're going to want solar for their house. Here's why they're going to want to do that before December 31st, 2021. Well, they should do it this year, right? Because they get the 30% tax credit. It goes down to 26% next year, then 22% in 2021. But guess what? In 2022, it is zero. Now, you suppose that they might want to get in before that. So here's what's going to happen. It's going to compress this curve and make it much steeper and crazy because it'll be ignited when everyone sees solar on all those new tract homes. But it'll be compressed due to the urgency of going solar before the tax credits expire. Doesn't that just make sense? Well, guys, I'm speaking in mid-July of 2019. That's less than 30 months from now. Beginning of 2018, there was 9% penetration. By the end of 2021, there may be as much as 84% penetration. So there's going to be this solar gold rush and a great opportunity for you to make money by helping homeowners take full advantage of the tax credits while they're the most, right? While they're the highest. So we're looking for referral partners, not solar sales reps. This is just about referring interested homeowners who want to learn more about how they can benefit by going solar, and then letting our experts educate them on a free solar savings consultation. So there's no obligation, no heavy sales, no arm twisting. We just want to educate people, because as soon as they understand, of course they want to go solar. So you just need to be a tour guide to the information. It takes about 5 minutes to do that with that solar calculator. You don't want to be a presenter of the information, and you don't know the answer to any questions about solar, because that's the solar expert's job. If somebody has questions, you just say, that's a great question. Why don't we redirect that to somebody who really knows the answer and set you up for a free consultation. So your job is to set the appointments for these consultations. We have excellent training on our website 24/7. We have live affiliate support, that's me, during normal working hours. So there's no question that we can't get answered for you very quickly, or that you can't get answered for yourself online. This is how simple this is, you guys. You arouse curiosity. We have what we call the $1 million question that I'll go into when I talk about how to get started. But you want to memorize the $1 million question. It's pretty simple. It's about the Gettysburg Address. So you want to arouse curiosity about how much money a homeowner can save. And we have a very effective script for doing that. And then you want to be sure that their electric bill is greater than $150 a month. And that's $1,800 a year. So that's the average. It may be higher in the summer, maybe lower in the winter, but it needs to be about $1,800 a year or more for solar to make a whole lot of economic sense. And then you could have them watch the 5-minute video showing the solar savings calculator to whet their appetite. But it's really important that you actually show them their numbers on that calculator, because if they give you the numbers, then they believe it. It's their numbers, right? And so it only takes 5 minutes to do that, as you'll see when you watch that little video. And once they see how much they can save, then you want to use the calculator to continue to show them how much more it will be for them if they reinvest those savings. In other words, they can redirect money that they would have otherwise given to the utility company and put it into their own retirement accounts that will, grow with a rate of return. And so they can actually leverage the solar savings into even more. And so once they are excited about that and they want to have that free half-hour solar savings consultation, then you just complete a 1-page solar savings analysis request form. We call it an SSA request form, and upload it. You just hit submit, and you're done. So we take it from there. One of our experienced solar consultants will meet with your client via screen share or in person and do a customized solar savings analysis for their specific property and situation. So here's why referring solar makes so much sense. You can be a hero to your friends, family, clients, colleagues. You can help the earth go green and reduce greenhouse gases, and you can earn serious green in our referral program. So the potential income calculator will show you how to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this short. I'm just going to close this video and bring on our solar savings calculator. And then I will record, because we're kind of running out of time, I'll record the steps to getting started so we can make that an evergreen video on our website. Okay, here's this calculator, you guys. I'm just going to show you an example that we use all the time. Most of you are part-time. You're just doing this with your clients, friends, family, whatever. So if that's the case, if the average size of the system is 6 kilowatts and you complete 3 sales in any given month, that means the sales completed, installation's in, the fee has been paid to us, that's a completed sale. If you have 3 completed sales in a given month, then you're going to earn 110 per kilowatt, and 6 kilowatts, so it's 660 for each of those referrals in this particular example. Let me use 5 kilowatts. The smallest we would ever do is 5 kilowatts. It wouldn't make economic sense below that. So this is the same example I use in a couple of the other videos. So you'd have $550 for each one of those 3 completed sales. That would be $1,650 earned for the base referral fee. But anytime you have at least 3 or more completed sales in a month, you get a monthly bonus. That's going to be $200 per sale. It's retroactive to the very first one. So as soon as you have that third one, you get a $600 bonus. That would be $2,250 for the month, just for referring 3 people who go solar, and they all happen to close in 1 month. You also get team overrides. I'm not going to go into that right now, but if you want to get serious about this and you wanted to refer more people, instead of doing 3 a month, let's say you do 2 a week. That would be 8, right? So you can just plug 8 in here, and you'll see that would be $6,000 a month or $72,000 a year. That'd be just 2 a week. You probably have to get about 4 appointments set per week to close to a week, maybe 5, something like that. But it's not rocket science, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time because it's a 5-minute presentation. Once you've shown somebody the solar savings calculator, they're either in or out. So these numbers are not beyond the pale for somebody who's very part-time. If you're full-time, obviously you can make a whole lot more than that if you just do the work. And the work is simply showing homeowners that 5-minute presentation on the calculator. Not too tough. So I just wanted to wrap up with that tonight, just to show you that this can be a very nice side income, or it can be a very substantial full-time income. Okay, guys, here's your next steps. You want to get enrolled as an SCN referral partner. It's free, and you can do that by going in your browser to enroll.solarconnectionnetwork.com. There's no W's in front of that, just enroll.solarconnectionnetwork.com. Secondly, make a big list of homeowners who would like to save tens of thousands of dollars. Here's a hint. That's every homeowner you know. Number 3, watch our training videos to learn how to find homeowners to talk to, what to say to them, how to easily show the solar savings calculator in about 5 minutes, and how to submit qualified referrals. Then create a plan of action, including the number of people you'll talk to each week, and then just do it. Welcome to Solar Connection Network. I'm looking forward to meeting you on the phone very soon.